Speed Tier 2. My name is Thomas, next to me is Pure Blades, and it's pouring it down here in Russia, so we're looking forward for a very wet qualifying session. Pure Blades, welcome mate.
Yeah. Nice to be back in this second commentator's chair for tonight. Obviously always an honour to be commentating with you, mate, so...
I appreciate that. Interestingly, it's raining, but what I can see, Perry is on the intermediate tire, so from our point of view it looks like heavy rain, but these guys can go out on the intermediate tire, so they are sort of safe, but in really tricky conditions. I think probably a lot of these guys practiced on dry tires, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for them.
Yeah. Obviously the rain always a challenge for most drivers, but we shall see. Hopefully, some good times today.
Hopefully, yeah. We got Perry, Vermeer, then Robo, Arbar, and Real Life Robin out on track. So they're gonna try to put in their first laps. Yeah, probably won't be dry enough at the end of the session if it stops raining now to put on the dry tires. So we'll have a full wet qualifying for today. It's going to be interesting to see as well what the weather for the race is going to be looking like, because if there's going to be rain as well, we're going to see some very interesting stuff. Let's see, because with the standings up on my screen, we have Jacob in P1 on 51 points. Like I said last week, he gained 25 points, so that made him top of the standings once again, with Dan Robo and Donamo behind. Donamo, he wasn't quite sure if he could make it today, but he is here in the Renault, just coming out of the pits, so he's trying to take back at least P2 or maybe even P1 in the standings. Behind him are Sergey and Robin, P4 and P5, and behind him is Weisible, but he is not racing today, so that could be a downfall for him today. Further behind we got Vermeer, who looked very strong at the end of season 3, but now he's in P10 on 12 points, so he's got some work to do to really make his way up to the standings. As we go on board with Perry, who is going through sector 2 now on his first flying lap. As we have Camping Ducks in the chat room, he's supporting Vermeer, and he says please let it be a dry race, so he's definitely hoping for a dry race, although he's not racing, probably knows some guys, maybe Vermeer, who will be quick in the dry. Perry, let's get his telemetry and lap data up, so we can compare the lap times.
I will be doing my best to find out what the weather for the race is, but I've got no confirmation as yet.
As of yet. And Roland is in the chat for us. Tishy as well. Tishy cheeky joined the lobby to probably inform some of the guys as a sort of race engineer, as Perry puts in a 147.1.
I believe he'll be helping 2-spell.
We'll be helping 2-spell, that could be a thing, yeah. Let's see, talking about 2-spell, coming from sector 2, but I think Dan is close to a lap, same for Vermeer, so we go loosely on board with Vermeer, who was a little bit closer to the line. Coming now through the very low grip chicane, coming up now to the last 2 turns with Dan right behind him, and behind Dan I think is Dan Robo, so we got 3 cars across the line now. Let's see what I can do. Vermeer validated, I think, and then puts in a 148.9, and then Robo improves. P2 for him on a 148.2. Well, so far Perry, he is 1.1 seconds clear from P2, so he did put in a really solid lap, and that at the early stages of the session. So yeah, interesting from Perry. Maybe he's running a wet setup compared to the guys running a dry setup, and someone crashed in sector 1, and it's Jacob. Jacob lost it. And I don't know where this is. I think this is coming out of the long left-hander. Yes, it is.
Yep.
Lost it out of turn 4, I think.
Swear I lost it in one of the practice races, but mine was in the dry, so slightly more embarrassing.
Yeah,
But you
lost it
never
turn
wanna
4.
lose the rear end. So.
Yeah, he's got no front wing, so he needs to make it back to the pits. Luckily for him, he's still got his wheels on, so he can make it back to the pits, put on another front wing, and then go again. Let's see. Focus on two-spot now, as he's coming up to the end of sector 2, start of sector 3. See what he can do on those intermediate tires. Red Bull driver dropped down from tier 1 last season, trying to get up the pace here in tier 2. Expected a little bit more from him, to be fair, dropping down from tier 1, but like he always does, not picking up any penalties, always some decent results, so maybe he just needs to get a little bit of confidence in it, and then we will see a very quick two-spell at the end of the season maybe, or maybe even at the middle stage, as he's coming up to the last turn now. Let's see what he can do. He puts in a 1:46.9, so that's a solid lap time from two-spell, as Vermeer improved on his second lap. Together with Dan Robo, they're both on a 1:46.4 and 1:46.7.
I have confirmation from Titchy that it was a dry race with potential for rain towards the end.
Ooh, that's gonna spice some things up if that rain will fall at the end of the race.
It certainly will.
Yeah, that would make this race very interesting. And Bottled is here as well. Good morning from Australia, so that's very interesting. It's morning for him, it's still very strange to think about it. Fair enough, he joined. Respect and happy you're here. 13 people in chat. We can have a look at Sergey, his home Compre. See what he can do. 146, 147.6, so that's P6, improved by a little bit. Let's Sergey up to P6 on the 147.6. Let's see who's on a quick lap as well. DTN just started his lap, so maybe go on board with him and see what he can do. Maybe can spot some mistakes, or maybe it's gonna be a very solid lap. He's running a little bit wide, but that's just because of the low grip there is at the moment. Hitting those apexes, watch the rear because it really wants to back out of it. You see a Toro Rosso in the background as well, going a little bit wide. Let's see now, it all looks solid. He's not going wide at places, it's just on the racing line.
And also a bit of confirmation as well, it is heavy rain towards the end.
Heavy rain, so that's probably gonna be
Heavy
some
rain.
light rain first. Halfway, or maybe a little bit over 3/4 into the race, so I assume.
Yeah, I've actually got a picture from, I don't know who it is. But, it does say, 20 minutes it's light cloud and then towards the end of the race, heavy rain. So I'd assume there will be some light rain drizzled in there. Hello KV. First ever subscriber to COS. Welcome.
Legend.
Welcome.
Yeah, we had a subscriber as well last week at the America tier, so that was very interesting as well, but no one knew who it was, so maybe it was a strange, but a big shout out to the guy if he's watching now. As Saifi is in the chat, he says Vermeer easy win, so no pressure, but Vermeer's got to win now.
Yeah, suppose that does have to happen. Interestingly, 5 people still yet to set a lap time.
Yeah, they're probably struggling with the track limits because those are really harsh around this track. Ooh, as 2 spells in with a 145.6. The track is improving. It stopped raining, or at least it stopped heavy raining now. It's light raining now, so the track will only improve as the time goes on and on.
When we first loaded into the session, it was pouring down, so the conditions have definitely improved, and there will be a dry line starting to form at some point. But I don't think it'll come in quick enough for these guys to be able to use the dry tyres.
I think so as well, but you never know. Maybe it comes up magic on it. I don't see it happening as well, to be fair. As R-bar is looking quick on a 145.9. Yeah, you see the track is improving a lot with Perry on a 144.9. So this is the time to be out. It's not time to stay in the pitch. You need to go out now, put in those laps, and lap by lap you will be improving. As Perry was almost hitting the wall by switching down his ERS. Yeah, because 2 spells is going again, but he's in second down on his lap time, so this won't be an improvement. And Vermeer is going to start a lap now, so it will be interesting to see what he can do. Starting his lap now, and we can see if he will be improved.
So 2 spell backed out of us, so I think he'll just he'll peel into the pits and then come back out with about 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, probably. Or he just goes on, because I don't see the fuel symbol putting up. Oh yeah, he's coming in just like you said. Yeah, he's gonna put on some fresh rubber, going out again. Back to Vermeer now. Let's see what the sector 1 time says. It's 6/10 up, so he's definitely going to improve. If he goes on like this. Oh, he's struggling. If you compare this to DTN, you just see that DTN was driving much more cleanly. But I think the way Vermeer is driving is much more quicker. Just a little bit more aggressive. As Ricky's in the chat as well, he's supporting his fellow Welshman.
Up the English.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jacob runs very wide on his outlap. I was about to make a comment before I looked and saw it was his outlap.
Vermeer is coming in. This is an interesting call from Vermeer, because will he have enough time to come back out and set another lap time? It will be very interesting if he can make it. And the 2 forwards giving each other slipstream. That's a good tactic. Now Dresse probably when he finishes this lap will do the same to Dan. Nope, because Dan will go into the pit, so it only will be Dresse on his own. As he will come up to the line. This is gonna be a good lap. It will be 145.2. That's Dresse up to P2. Really solid lap time from him.
Don Ammo really snuck in there, getting quicker than 2 spell. I didn't even notice that.
And he is going again now. So let's see what he can do. Hey, Lewis is in the chat as well. I'm here from the glorious US of A. Welcome, mate. Wish I was here. Well, you probably have a lovely time there as well, Lewis. So just enjoy it. I'm gonna call it glorious. Donamo with the Senna helmet. Maybe you can produce a little bit of Senna magic here. You can put it on pole position. Looking like a good lap though. Not making any mistakes, not running wide. As I say that, he's running wide, never mind. Now going on to
Commentator's curse again,
chicane.
Thomas.
Yeah, it's again, and this is probably an invalidation from Donamo. He said he hadn't time to practice, so this is pure on original pace, but he's doing quite a solid job, to be fair. Like, the track is improving, so that's probably why he's up there, but still doing a very solid job. As there is the Ferrari of Dan running wide, needs to take the runoff area there to
Dan
rejoin
has
the
to
track.
be quick here. I don't think Dan's gonna have the time to get back around.
I think this is probably the same glitch like we had all season, where they probably got more time than it says on the top left.
Maybe.
I think so.
I need to start remembering that, because I mean that's happened twice now. So
Yeah, I can't. It's just the fact that I just don't think all of these guys will be too late for the finish line. You can see everyone is almost on their outlap, so with 36 seconds to go, I don't think all of these guys will be at the end of the lap. Oh, we're starting now. Yeah, this is the moment where everyone is gonna put in their lap. Vermeer is on the outlap as well. And Sergey is 4 tenths up, and he's gonna cross the line, but he's not improving that much. I think Sergey is running a very dry setup compared to the other guys. Maybe they're going for a little bit of a mixed setup between wet and dry, but Sergey definitely running a dry setup on a 146.4, or maybe he didn't practice and this is just his general pace, because yeah, normally he's up there on the field. As MP retired, and I don't think this is a retirement because he was too late. I think this is a fault from MP. But where does it happen? It says sector 1. Don't know where it happened. Oh, MP is still driving there. He just retired on track. Fair enough. Dresse finished, so he is the first one to cross the line. So everyone who crossed the line now will have the checkered flag. We go on board with Dan Robber, who's probably the first one to cross the finish line. You can see how much the track improved with just these 15 minutes. Got quicker and quicker, and this is the time now for these guys to put their lap in. Very retired, so he's given up on an improvement, so he stays on a 144.9, which gives him P2 at the moment. Jacob is still out on track, and he's currently on a 144.4. But Dan Robbo is coming to the line now as he puts in a 145.3. That puts him P5. Someone behind him as well. It was the Williams of Arbar who improves on a 145.2. So that's Arbar up to P3 now. Let's see who is close to the line as well. It's Sergey. Not with an improvement. Vermeer now coming through the last section. Again the chicane before the pit entry, and now the little straight before 2 turns to the right to complete his lap. Let's see what Vermeer can do with all the fans in the chat. He puts in a 145.6. that puts him only up into P8. Won't be happy about that one. Then puts into the pit, so it's only 2 spell. And he's given up on a lap as well. So this is it. Unless Crowan can pull something out of the bag. Nope, he's given up on it as well. So this is your front 3, Jacob, Perry and Arbar, surprisingly. And Ross in P16 in the Renault wasn't able to put in a lap, which is interesting as well.
I think that's just purely about, and it's just popped up after the checkered flag that race controls enabled DRS.
Yeah.
So just shows how close it was to being dry conditions.
It's still raining, that's the weird thing, but I think the track looked very dry, so maybe that's why they enabled it, or it's a glitch, you never know with Codemasters.
I think the issue with Ross is just not being able to stay within the track limits, because they're very punishing around this track in particular, as well as France. It's very difficult to get a lap in, so.
Yeah, it could be a good thing. Yeah, let's see. We can check the race director to see if he tried to set in lap times. Yeah, he tried twice. Both invalidated, so that's why it was on a 145.2, so that would put him right up there with the quick guys. But yeah, invalidation, and we finally see the lovely sun. So yeah, time for everyone to select a strategy. They can start on the tire whatever they want. So yeah, I assume a lot of guys will still go for the soft tire because it's an easy soft to medium strategy. But like you said, it's predicted to rain at the end of the session, so maybe going onto the hard tires and hoping that they will last long enough to then go on to the inters, for example.
The medium tires aren't too far away from the hards in terms of length. I got to, I think it was lap 18 or 19 yesterday, and my tyres were fine. They could have gone for another 4 laps. So it's all about how you feel on the tyres. And I didn't catch who pressed the button. But I'm sure
it was either Ross or Robin.
Yeah.
But that's still an answer you don't have anything on. So yeah, one of those two, but we can look back stream. I know Ross did it earlier, so maybe I assume it was him.
Maybe.
You never know. We're gonna see at the end. Everyone will be driving now to a formation lap and then line up to the grid, so we will be back in a second.
Did you just run an ad, Thomas?
Sorry?
Did you just run an ad on the stream?
No.
That's what Dan does.
That's what that does, yeah. I wish I could. Just some extra monies.
Yeah. Only... Oh, there's 2 people on the hard tyre. Don Armo and DTN. Maybe beneficial from DTN still starting from the back. Jacob and Perry both on the mediums. And then from Arbar to Dan Bravo on the softs, along with Varamir and Dan, and then everyone down, excluding DTN, on the medium tyre. So,
yeah, it's gonna be.
Steve, ads do suck.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what those guys on the soft tire can do. Are they able to really pull away and make full use of the extra grip they have, or will the medium guys easily hang on to them, and then after sort of like 10-11 laps, soft tires they need to go in, and then the medium tires can go on. So it will be interesting, and of course from the line as well, because you get much better grip with the soft tires. So maybe Arbar from P3 or maybe even Tuspel from P4 can pull something out of the head and try to get into P1 when they arrive at turn 2, but yeah, for us it's 1 really.
Well, considering... I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
So everyone is lining up to the grid. Let's see if I can get a good view. Where is my thing gone? Here it is. And away we go for the Russia Grand Prix, and it's a bad start from Perry on the medium tires already, and there's carnage at the back of the grid. That's Robin and Ross collecting each other as they're coming up to turn 1. Oh, and it's then Robbo running into the back of Arbar. of both soft runners got past Perry, and Jacob is cruising in front.
Dan Robbo with wing damage. Ross has no front wing at all. Robin just missing an end plate, so
That was at the
should
start.
see those guys pit. As the train passes the pit entry.
Let's see Sergey and Crowan running side by side. They're leaving each other room, so respect for these guys. And Sergey in P12 as Robin retired.
And I'm not sure. Oh, Ross has gone as well.
Okay, fair enough.
I think it's hard to say, but I can't really tell whether that was deliberate. But Ross just ploughed into the wall. So
And he left the session after. Dressay and Vermeer go side by side into the chicane. See who comes out on top. It's Dressay for now. 2 is in P6 and P8. And Arbar is closing in on Jacob.
But I was just going to have to try and get past Jacob now. And then try and run away on, obviously, his fresh, rippier, quicker tyre. Otherwise, Jacob's just going to go long into this race. And Arbar's going to have no chance.
Yeah, he needs to do it now. Otherwise, it's going to be too late. You can maybe wait for the next lap when you got DRS.
But then, all Jacob's going to do is use the DRS to stay with you.
Yeah, Tuspel's smart enough to keep calm now and make full advantage of those guys in front of him battling. And Perry is a second away, so he's struggling on the medium tires so far. And he really needs to gain a little bit of time back. As I say that, he's already within a second, so he just exactly did what I just said. And there's a big fight going on for P5.
Dan Robert obviously not feeling too awful with that wing damage, choosing to stay out.
It doesn't look that big, it's just only the little bit of the on the side, right side of his front wing, so it's not that bad. It's probably like a yellow damage, so he should be good to continue on. As we see 2 cars on top of each other. I love this game.
Don't we all? I believe that would have been Varamir and Dan.
Yeah, Vermeer and Dan are on top of each other. Never expected to say that on stream.
Oh, I have to say this.
Let's see, Arbar and Tuspel both have DRS, but not close enough to make an overtake. And Dressay is making an overtake round the outside of Dan Robbo. Brilliant move from the Ferrari driver, and he's up to P5 right now. Solid job from Dressay, as Dan lost the position to Vermeer, who's making his way up to the field.
I believe that is Crowan. That
Crowan.
yellow flag and his wing damage.
Yeah, wing damage on the left hand side. He made a mistake. Very strange place though to lose it, but fair enough. That's his race already over. Unless there is a safety car, of course.
Saw the safety car come out last night, obviously. And,
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
Get up there in the points, notably Raidcon, on those hard tyres from the first lap. Very impressive from the American driver.
Dressay made his way past Perry, picks up a 3-second penalty in the process. Well, he made his way up to P4, and this is something we will see a lot during this race. People picking up penalties. We saw Vermeer already. We see Dressay now. You need really to watch out for penalties. As Arbar is trying to make a move on Jacob. He's close enough. Jacob will defend the inside. So Arbar needs to go around the outside, side by side, into turn 1. Jacob defends all around the outside. Great defending.
Got our very own Jeff in the chat. Titchy says there's rain in 15 minutes.
rain in 15 minutes, so
15.
yeah, those guys on the soft tires, they need to pit before it's gonna rain.
Crowan with the new wing and soft tyres, so this might not be too bad for him. Keep those softs going until it does eventually start raining.
Yeah, he can make it till the rain period. Pressure now, can he just go on like he's doing all race and overtaking 2Spell as well? He is very close, but 2Spell of course gets DRS as well from the two guys ahead of him. Arbar not close enough to make a move. Jacob is holding them off really well.
And I think I have to say, as I see Varamir and Dan on top of each other. Oh god, I love this game.
Yeah, great content from Codemasters here.
Yeah, Perry and Jacob have a massive advantage over the rest of the field. Because the medium tyres will be able to last until the rain comes in.
They will have a big advantage. Perry is now on those medium tires, get quicker and quicker of course. Or the soft tires, they get slower and slower, just like how you want to see it, but for now, Alba is struggling to get past Jacob.
Yeah, Alba still has tyre advantage. That rubber is not quite wearing away yet. Softs will go up to 11 laps at optimal grip. So,
but this is probably gonna be it with DRS. Flying past Jacob.
Sweeps round the outside.
Yeah, fair play. Good move from Albar, and he's now the new race leader.
Matrix says medium should be fine to the 20th lap, so.
Yeah, I think he's right though. Got the top 8 really close to each other. This is some great racing we see here. The pace is all balanced out really with all of these guys. As we see yellow, and that's MP going into the pits with no front wing. So something must have happened between him and DTN, I think. And then is getting past other than for P7.
So as you said, the top sort of 8, 7 really close together. Dan and Varamir closer than anyone else, but
yeah, they took it to another level. Talking about Varamir, he just overtook Perry round the outside of turn 3, and that's him up to P5. Pro with fast lap on those fresh soft tires, and P went on fresh softs as well. Together with Sergey. So these guys just waiting for the rain.
and those softs. If it is 15 minutes until rain, those softs will definitely last from now. So good strategy calls from Sergey Crowan and MP. Hopefully build some of that time back.
Yeah, exactly, just gaining a little bit of time back before rain starts falling down. As you can see already, the sun is slightly getting away only here at sector 3 and sector 1 you see the sun. Sector 2 it's already gone, so it's just waiting for the moment when the sun is fully gone and it starts raining. Stresse is looking really close to 2Spell. Dummying round the outside, but 2Spell is a really hard one to overtake. Let's see, 2Spell defends the inside. And good move, and Jacob has to go to the runoff area. And maybe this is the moment for 2Spell to make full use of it. He's gaining, but I don't think he's close enough to go down the inside. Nope, he isn't.
Yeah, Steve, MP's ghosted, so he did leave.
Jacob is running wide every time. He ran wide at turn 2. Ran wide now as well, so he's struggling. Under pressure as Dan has to leave a little bit of the gap to Perry, so it's the top 6 now. Here on your guys' screen. Matrix in the chat. I expect Brazil 2008 drama at the end of the with the heavy rain. It would be lovely stuff if we could get those kind of scenarios. As Tuspel ran wide, so was trying to make a move on Jacob, and now Dresse is all over the back of him. But not close enough, and Dresse is just having the problem that he wants to overtake Tuspel, but Tuspel gets DRS from Jacob, so they're all in the DRS train. It's really hard to overtake someone unless you got massive downforce advantage, but I think these guys are all running like 4 or 5 wings or something. So he's struggling, but now he is close enough. He's already side by side even before the DRS, and he takes the inside. Tuspel leaves him the room, so this should be an easy move for Dresse now. Down the inside, but he breaks very early, or Tuspel breaks very late, just how you want to see it. They touch. One wing stays intact, and now it's Vermeer going down the inside, with Perry going round the outside of Vermeer. It's almost pretty wide. Perry down the inside. Vermeer shuts the door, stays in P5, and now Dan closed up as well in P7. Let's see Dresse, he is coming up to the next DRS section. And Tuspel, he won't get DRS because he's 1.3 seconds now away from Jacob. So this is the moment for Dresse to make full use of it. With DRS going round the outside, but he's much quicker, so it should be an easy move. Tuspel breaking late, he's defending it. Dresse gets the inside for the next turn. Tuspel, can you do the switchback? Nope, he can't. And Dresse defends. So that's P3 for Dresse, and that's a 4 up on the podium. Let's see now the DRS train in full effect. Is someone gonna make a move? Nope, they're not. Staying exactly the same positions. Yeah, it will be crucial for these guys to not make any mistakes, don't pick up any penalties, because Dresse, he already, for example, got 6 seconds, so he will be losing out on like 4 positions already if it stays like this. So it's important for the guys to not pick up any penalties, because if the guys in front of you do, you will already gain like 3 or 4 places at this point. See now, this is the time the soft tires will go off for a little bit. Lap 9, lap 10-ish, this is the time for the guys to think about a pit stop, and it's not looking like it's gonna rain very shortly. Maybe someone in the chat can give me a little bit of an update, but so far I can see the rain is not starting to come down. And let's see, talking about pit stops, Tuspel is the first one to make a stop on lap 9. He comes in on his soft tire. Let's see, with a fresh soft tire ready, which is very understandable with the rain coming.
Sorry about that. Lewis,
who's Lorraine?
Who's Lorraine?
That's a good question, because I don't know as well. Did I say Lorraine?
I got it, Lewis. Don't worry about it.
I hope not. Maybe the rain, Lorraine.
Yeah, yeah. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm Dutch. You can't blame me. Like, I'm trying my best. Come here then, Lewis. Take it over from me. 'Cause I don't see you racing right now. Just chilling there in the US of A.
In fairness, he's in America, so...
Yeah, you could still commentate though.
Yeah,
Except that he's criticizing me.
Lorraine is probably the subject of the most songs ever. Zarbar into the pits. Zarbar dives in and the sun is starting to go.
Yeah, the sun is starting to go. And
the last corner.
Well, Dressé and Vermeer on the soft tire, they go on. So, yeah. Dressé now.
Zarbar onto the mediums.
Vermeer, he has to leave a little bit of a gap to Dressé in front of him, with Perry really close as well. Yeah, but it's still not dark enough to see any rain coming, I think. I think it will still be dry for like another 2-3 laps. So these guys on the soft tire, they really need to stretch their stint if they want to make it. They're praying for rain at the moment. As Vermeer, we just saw it cutting the track, and that gives him a 3-second time penalty as well. Yeah, Rossa is supporting McLaren. Yeah, indeed. They're P1 and last place, so interesting. Yeah, as Robin, I saw him in the chat. He was complaining about Sergey having a really bad start. So I assume something happened there, but he and Ross collided already at the start of the race, and that's why they both retired. So yeah, that happened to McLaren with rival Robin, and yeah, Jacob is just cruising in front. No, not really cruising, like he got overtaken a few times, but he's still leading now on the medium tire, so it's looking really solid for him.
And there you go, Titchy says there's rain any moment.
Rain any moment, so yeah, need to keep an eye out for any spits of rain on the camera.
And these soft runners are doing an excellent job to just keep those tyres going. Interestingly, I can see on Jacob's telemetry that his pit window is open.
So he got those inter tires ready for the moment he needs them. You know it's Roland on the cost channel when he's trying to have people do some stuff. Love that. Love you, Roland. Let's see, Vermeer, he closed the gap to Dressé.
And Jacobs opened up a 5/10 gap in this lap alone. So those soft tyres really falling off the cliff now. But you're not wrong, Roland.
Otherwise they don't listen. Yeah, Vermeer is going for a move down the inside of Dressé. Oh, side by side. You don't want to run right side by side into that turn. I think Dressé picked up a warning with it. Yeah, he has to let Vermeer go. So that's Vermeer up to P2 now. Yeah, it's raining.
It is raining, so Jeff was right about something for once.
He was right, yeah. It's a miracle.
So the rain just started to come down, spitting onto the track. And, I don't think it'll be long before we see some of these guys pit for Inters.
I think it will be too quick to stop now for those Inters, but I think it will be time next lap.
I completely agree. I'm just thinking about these soft runners.
Yeah, they want to pit now, but I think that's gonna be too quick.
Yes, Lewis, indeed, Lorraine is lashing down.
None of these guys decide to go into the pits. So they will be staying out for one more lap. Maybe Crowan or MP. It will be very back of the grid. Well, MP is ghosting, so talking about Crowan, maybe he's gonna decide to come into the pits, but he's only at the end of sector 2. So a very poor race for him, really unfortunate.
But he could still get something if this rain affects some drivers.
He makes a good surgical because he's already sliding around the track. So maybe he's coming in. Nope, he's not. He's going on.
Still a smart decision, I believe. Just seems too dry to be pitting for Inters. While there's a dry line on this track, these guys will want to be on the quickest tyre possible.
And Perry is just pushing these guys almost, trying to get past. DRS is still enabled, I think. So Perry now is going down the inside on those medium tires. They will have much more grip. Is he going for a double overtake around the outside? Nope, he's not. Very mid defense, but he's made a move on Dressé, made move stick, and that's Perry up to P3.
Jacob stays out again. Is anyone going to pit behind?
Nope.
Everyone stays out behind, all the way back to at least Dan.
Dan is coming in. He is the first one to gamble on the intermediate tires. So is this risk paying out? We'll have to wait and see.
Both Dan's in.
Both Dan's in. Yep, exactly. Lincoln all up in the pit, so that's good for Dan.
Both Dan's onto the intermediate tyre.
Yeah, and then Robo is replacing his front wing as well, because he picked up wing damage at lap 1, like we all know. So now it's gonna be interesting to see. Let's give me gap to the leader, which is now 35 seconds. So let's see if that's coming down or if it's going up. .36 already. It's not looking good.
Dan just dropped 8/10 to DTN. And I'm afraid, as Roland says, that might be a little bit too early.
38.4, 39, yeah, he's just losing time all over the place now. So definitely not the right call. And Dressé, he will know this. He will get this from then. It is not time, not well enough to pit on those inters, so he will stay out. Yes, indeed, he is. As he's losing time to the guys in front of him, but that's totally understandable because he's on 15 lap all soft tires, which is ridiculous. Ricky says it stopped raining. Maybe it's on your screen, but not for me. 100%. It's pouring it down at the moment. Dan is still losing time. And then Robo gets overtaken by Crowan on 11 lap all soft tires, so that clearly says enough.
And Dan's already dropped a second and a half to Crowan. So.
Roland, he has to visit 2 spell. I like that one. For everyone who doesn't know, Tuspo works for Specsavers, so that's probably why. Oh, I love that one, Roland. Yeah, the field's really spread out now. We got Donamo and Manny Robo close to each other, but those are the only two. They're struggling. Is this the time where the Inters are the best tire? Let's see, Dan is closing in now on those Inters, so I think it's time to put on intermediate tires for now. Let's see what Jacob is gonna do. He stays out for another lap. Barry does the same. Verimir is coming in. Verimir is coming on into the pits to pit for intermediate tires.
And I think that is the smartest decision at this point on 16 lap old soft.
Yeah, but I think this is the ultimate strategy for Verimir, because we just see Dan and Dan Rolbo closing in on the leaders. This is the right time, I think. As I say that, they're both losing time again. He's coming in front of... On my screen, he's on the soft tires. On the left it says intermediates, but on my screen he's on the softs.
Who's this for? Verimir?
Verimir. Oh, Verimir! No, it's Verimir in the wall.
It's just the front wing. Just the front wing for Verimir as he gets passed by DTN. Where was that? The exit of turn 4, so claims another victim.
And we got it on stream as well. Great for the viewers, not for Verimir.
Oh dear indeed, Rosa. Yeah,
It's your corner.
My corner. That is my corner.
And Xavier's money is gone. That's unfortunate as well.
I did say yesterday that it's not as hard as you think to crash at turn 4. Verimir has just proved me right.
Don't know, by the way, if I pronounce your name right. I don't know if you're Dutch. If you're Dutch, I know how to do it.
And I think Verimir is going to have to come in, as Dracer also is in for his intermediates.
Dresse is in, but Jacob stays out, Perry stays out, Dynamo stays out, Medi Robo stays out, Arbor stays out, and Tuspel stays out. So Dresse is the first one of the top guys to pit for those intermediate tires.
Verimir does come back in, so he's going to be losing time to Crow and Dan Robbo, because Crowan's already passed. Dan coming around the last corner. It's more intermediates.
I think it's more soft tires, to be fair, because we can see Sergey closing in really quickly on Dresse, and he's gonna go for an overtake because Dresse is running wide. He's got no grip whatsoever. Yes, Sergey is gonna go for a move. It's not time yet. Yeah, Ronan is right. Intermediate guys are struggling a lot. Tuspel needs to go on as Medi Robo and Arbar are fighting for P4. Tuspel gets into the mix of things. He's taking P5 from Medi Robo. Oh, there's Carnage in front! It's Donamo out of this race. And it's Arbar with wing damage.
And I wonder if we'll be able to see where Donamo went out. Oh, into the barriers.
Into the barriers, yeah.
17. And his car is right in the middle of the track.
But no safety car.
On the racing line, no safety car. So...
Yeah, everyone pitting for Inters now. Is this the time? Yeah, Sergey is running wide now. And Tresse stayed on track, so I think this is the lap for the guys to pit on. Ooh, Tresse lifting off. Turn 3 is. Yeah, like I said, Roland, Tuspel was lucky to avoid the incident. And now Sergey is struggling a lot. DRS disabled. This is the moment for the guys to make their pit stop. And Jacob is just at the pit entry. So he perfectly timed it. This is his moment now to stop for the intermediate tires.
Sergey around the outside. Oh, sorry, Drace around the outside of Sergey. What an overtake.
Just more grip.
And the leaders are in. So.
And Tuspel will be struggling, so Dresser, I think, will be able to overtake Tuspel. Because the gap is only 15 seconds, so Dresser will be in a net P3. These guys, Jacob and Perry, coming out of the pits really close to each other, so hopefully we're gonna see a great battle till the end of the race with 7 more laps to go. Dresse, yeah, Tuspel just coming out of the pits. Dresse already on the pit, start finish straight. So that's Dresse up to P3 is Sergey, yeah, he's coming in. And Matty Robo is not close enough to make an overtake on Tuspel, I think. Tuspel coming out now, Matty Robo, oh, it will be close. You can see Tuspel coming out of the pits now, but he's not close enough to make a move, I assume. No, he's not. He's very close, and he is looking to make a move on Tuspel very shortly if he can hang on to this pace. Very on my screen on medium tires, that's great. 100% he's on Inters now. Although he's losing a lot of time to Jacob, so that's strange as well. Is Jacob running a wet setup? Any close battles? We got Dan, Sergey and DTN really close to each other. This guy is fighting for P7. Here runs wide, gives you a warning the one lap and you get away with it the other lap, so don't know if he got a warning for that one. So far he's running wide every single turn, so maybe he's on big amount of penalties already, and he's struggling to keep up with Dan in P7 in the Ferrari. Here we can see the position change. Big winners of today: DTN, Sergey, Matty Robo gained 5 positions as well. Like Ricky said in the chat, great drive by Matty Robo. Indeed, he is driving a really solid race with his brother, unfortunately for him, in P10. Last lap so far for Sergey on a 135.3, and that one won't get beaten, so if he stays in the top 10 will be an extra point for him.
And normally Dan Robbo is the quicker Haas, so very impressive drive by Matty today, having said that he wasn't too confident.
Yeah, but I think we need to stop talking about him, because otherwise he would just plummet into the wall if we give him a little bit more commentator's curse.
Oh, of course. We probably should shut up, yeah. Wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Oh, Sergey, he is really on the edge. He's going wide every single lap, close to the walls, but he's keeping up with Dan. But now, without DRS, it's really hard to make an overtake.
And the yellows in sector 1, I think that might have just been MP's AI.
Driving very
Not too
cautiously.
sure.
Luckily for these guys, Codemasters released an update that if you're a lap down you will be ghosting. So these guys, they won't get any effect of it. Unfortunately, this is the only close battle on track so far for P7. Expected the leaders to be a little bit closer. For now, they're comfortably in P1, P2 and P3. Now on the big straight, but Sergey wasn't close enough to make an overtake, so then defends and holds on to that P7, as Ferrari is gonna score some decent points today if it stays like this. Oh, Sergey running wide again, just tucked in on the racing line just before the off-road exit. Going wide again, he's doing it every single lap, but he's not picking up any penalties as I can see so far, so it's all within the limit. Yeah, Tichy is right though. Dresse, he's got 9 seconds of time penalties, and Tuspel I think has got 0 so far. As we know, Tuspel, he's not picking up any penalties. So Tuspel only needs to gain 3 more seconds to be sure of a podium. Sergey finally got a penalty for all his corner cutting. Then Robo picks up 3 seconds as well. Don't know about the penalties for Dan. I think he picked up 1 during this race, so they're now equal on penalties. But Dan is doing a really solid job in P7. Sergey's just not been able to get past him. And Tuspel keeps the same gap to Tuspel as far as I can see.
Dan has a penalty and 2 warnings, so...
Ooh, so he's on the edge of a second one.
Sergey has 3 penalties.
Ooh, okay.
He picked up 4 warnings on that 22nd lap.
Yeah, I saw him running wide almost every single turn.
And also Dracer doesn't have any warnings after that.
Sergey with another penalty. Let's see, we had a cracking start of the race, but now it's a little bit boring to say. We are not used to this in Tier 2. That certainly is the case.
Matty Robbo has 9 seconds worth of penalties, and Arbar doesn't have a thing.
So Arbor will gain a position by them.
And I don't think Jacob's got any penalties. No, he doesn't.
Oh, Sergey! He was going for a move on Dan and he spun. And that Sergey now dropped down to P10 with DTN and then we're both gaining places. Went for an unbelievable gap. He almost did like a Raikkonen to Bottas. Throwing my knowledge in. So that's our battle gone. Oh, now we got Vermeer and Sergey battling for the last point.
Yeah, Sergey, no wing damage after that spin, so.
And Putin left the chat. Oh, love that comment. It's a shame you can't give a like to a comment, because otherwise I would have done it anyway. Yeah, Sergey now, instead of pushing for a P7, he's pushing for a P10. All because of himself. Vermeer has just gained a free position.
Very rough for Sergey, because this whole race has been rough. Started quite low down, had wing damage, and now pulls into the pits.
I expected a lot more from him at his home Grand Prix. Maybe he's going on another set of intermediate tires to put in the fastest lap, but he already got it and it's raining, so there's no point. He's going on the wet tires. Is this the strategy call of the century?
It is raining quite a bit, but
this is sort of the raining that it was doing at the beginning of qualifying as well, and they went out on the inters anyway, so keep an eye on the data. He's losing out a little bit. But he's not losing a lot, so maybe in the next lap it's time for those wet tires.
2 laps to go.
We can vote for driver of the day. Don't know why we don't got Dressé in the poll.
Yeah, but bit of an injustice there, Roland.
I want Dressé in the poll as well. Can we adjust the poll? Oh, Sergey running wide. As we got a battle for P8 on our hands. And it's then Robbo getting past DTN. And Vermeer looking really close as well. Side by side. Oh, then Robbo holds on to it. And you can see the position changes. Okay. Yes. So Dressé gained 2 positions, made Robbo 5 positions, DTN 6 positions, so those guys should be definitely up there.
And it looks like Jacob has won driver of the day. However, there wasn't an option to vote for Drexler, so
see DTN now. He's falling down from P8 to almost P10 within a lap. If you can add Jacob, Perry, Dressé, Medi Robbo, DTN, and that's it. I think those guys. Oh, Vermeer! No way! Lost it coming out of the second to last corner. Lost it again. He's still in P10, but he's got no front wing. But Sergey is too far behind to make use of it. But Verimir is making mistakes all over the shop. And he's having a terrible race. Shop 3-second time penalty in the progress. So we need to focus on Jacob already, because he's coming up to the last 2 turns. He's gonna take the victory for the Russia Grand Prix with no penalties, I think. He comes up to the line and he
no
takes
fuel
P1.
either. I think Jacob ran out of fuel.
I think so, yeah. You're lucky he got enough of a gap. Now we have Dresse with a brilliant P3. Really solid race from the Ferrari. With 2 spell on 15 seconds, so he's not close enough to take advantage of Dresse's penalties. So I think if our maths are correct, 2 spell stays P4, which he does. Medi Robo gained 5 positions this race, coming from P10. Solid P5 for him. Well, he will lose out on penalties to Arbar. Yes, he will. Arbar goes up to P5. And we got Dan, who has been fighting for his P7 almost all race long.
And a much deserved P7 for Dan. And Dan Robbo just behind him. DTN jumps Dan Robbo.
And
I think Varamir.
Yeah, it's gonna take P10 with half a front wing. He's lucky Sergey made his pit stop. Otherwise Sergey would have made use of it and got P10. But now Varamir takes P10. So last point goes to the Welshman. And now it's waiting for Sergey and Crowan, who are really close to each other for P11 and P12. But I think Sergey will hold on to P11, which he does. Nope, because he drops down on penalties. P12 for Sergey. Yeah, guys, get your vote in for the driver of the day. Poll is on top of the chat, and then I want to ask Pure Blades to send invites to Jacob, Perry and Dresse, so we can have an interview with the guys.
Get it done now. They've all been invited.
Great. So this is how it looks like after 27 laps here in Russia. We got Jacob P1, Perry P2, Dresse P3, Tuspa P4, Alba P5, Medrowa P6, then P7, DTN P8, then Robo P9, and Vremer taking the last point in P10. We got outside of the top 10 Crowan in P11, Sergey P12 and PP13. Donamo and Rosbo Rando guys in P14 and P15, and Robin last place with DNF in P16. Let's say join the party. There as well. Waiting for Jacob now. Guys, make sure your audio is on, allowed to be shared, so you will be able to be here on stream. We can start with interviews very shortly. And Jacob is in as well. Jacob, also to you, make sure your audio is not allowed to be shared.
Yeah, man, it's all good.
All good, great. So we can start off with the interviews. We start with P3. Dresse, really good performance from you. Yeah, last couple of races really didn't go your way. At Monza, at the home Grand Prix of Ferrari, disappointing result, but you're back. with a very strong result. Did you expect anything from this race, or was it just really a surprise to you that you finished P3 at the end?
I didn't really expect anything, to be honest. Russia is normally not my strongest track. But yeah, my teammate Dan, he gave me a tow down in qualifying, down one of the straights, which helped my time quite a lot. So yeah, quite surprised to be up there in qualifying as well. I'm usually quite quick in the wet, but yeah, didn't really know what kind of setup I should choose for this one. With some dry race in the beginning of the race, pick up dry weather, sorry, and red in the end. But yeah, I chose kind of a hybrid setup, um, and yeah, so yeah, got quite a bad start in the beginning. Lost a couple of places, um, but yeah, I just overtook people on the air straight. Got up there again to P3, I think, and had a battle with Varamir and Perry, and my tires were gone at the end, so I decided to let them through and just wait for the rain to arrive.
Yeah, was it hard for you to stay on to the soft tires because it was sort of a long period where it was raining but not wet enough for the intermediate tires because your teammate went on the intermediate tires very early. He was
Yeah,
probably giving you information to not to go onto the inters for a very long time.
yeah, I decided to stay out because I didn't really feel that it was time yet until a couple of laps later. I wanted to stay out at one more lap, but my back tires were at like 80% or something. So I had to go in to avoid any punctures. But yeah, it was intermediate, like one lap after I pitted, so not too bad, to be honest. And I heard that Varamir was spun out after he pitted,
Yep.
so yeah, I thought, yeah, now I'm just going to pace myself and try to secure P3.
Yeah, really solid
Um,
job, man. Congratulations on the P3, really good performance.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
And going on to our birthday boy, P2 for Perry. First of all, congratulations, mate. Have a really nice day. Secondly, yeah, good performance. Went on to the medium tires at the start of the race. Looking back at it, do you think it was the right strategy call, or did you want to be on the soft tire instead, for example? As Perry is not here, that is a shame. Joined the party for the second time, but he's not here, I think. Or he's got his mic muted, something like that. Well, anyway then, we go on to.
I can hear Perry. Perry's
can hear
here, he's
Perry.
talking, but
Oh, wait. Yes, I muted him. Yes. I'm sorry, Perry. I got you muted. I'm sorry.
Alright, that's what I don't know. That was weird. Yeah, I couldn't hear
Yeah,
anything
because
you
that
said.
was because you enjoyed your alcohol a lot yesterday, so that was why I muted you.
Yeah.
Well, let's start again then. Happy birthday to you today, mate. Have a good one. Yeah, and I asked the question if you're still thought the right decision was to start on the medium tires instead of the soft tires like Dressay did.
Yeah, I mean that pretty much was the reason I think I finished P2, and I'm kind of surprised other people didn't do that. I mean, when you looked at what the what the rain timing was that it looked like the smartest call was probably start on the mediums and just stay on the mediums until it rained. And I guess like the one downside of that is you don't truly know when it's going to rain. So I mean, Jacob and I, we really put ourselves out there. If it would have rained early, we would have been screwed. But yeah, with the DRS, I mean, I let a few people buy on softs and just kind of stayed in the DRS train to keep myself in contention. And yeah, that rain worked out perfectly when it was supposed to, when it said it was, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I didn't have a lot of pace in the dry in general, so the fact that I got a wet qualifying and that I also got a semi-wet race was really how I finished P2, because I think if it would have been dry for like all of qualifying, all the race, I don't think I would have finished second. So
Yeah, there was no moment at time you were thinking of getting a P1. You just already knew that it was gonna be P2 at best.
I mean, I knew for a little bit there was a small time period where I was kind of slowly catching on Jacob initially when we got on the intermediates, and I wasn't catching all that much, maybe like 2 or 3 tenths depending on the sector. And then I got a penalty, and I knew Jacob didn't have one, so I pretty much once I knew that happened, I backed off and made sure just to preserve P2, didn't make any stupid mistakes.
Yeah, solid job on the P2. So the second time, congratulations on you on the P2 and on your birthday. Have a good day and see you back next week.
Alright, thanks Thomas. Don't mute me anymore, please.
No, I won't, definitely not. So going back onto our P1 again, last week at Italy, and now he's back at it again here at Russia. Last week, Jacob, you said to me that Russia was a track you had to practice on, and don't know if you did. Yesterday you didn't. Well, you're taking P1 here, very strong qualifying, very strong race. Yeah, who's gonna stop you this season?
That's a good question, Thomas. Perry obviously put on a good fight today. I mean, I was losing time, hand, and fists at the end of the stint on the softs when it started to get a bit wetter, and Perry seemed to be able to handle the conditions a little bit better than I was able to. And even so on the when I got into the inters, but I mean the main guys that I think are going to be challenging for the title this season seem to just not be about me at the moment, and I'm just going to sort of make the most of these opportunities whilst they're sort of dropping points, whilst they still last, because I'm sure they're not going to last much longer.
Yeah, you never know, but it's again, like Pure Blade said as well, a full Tier 3 podium from last season. So yeah, it's very interesting to see that the Tier 3 guys are doing a really good job. I'm gonna ask the same question like I did last week. Bahrain coming up. Yeah, confident for that one, or do you need to practice as well for this one?
Bahrain I do like. I'm looking forward to that track. But you know, as is the way, it'll probably be a track which I enjoy, and then I won't get such a good result. So we'll see how it goes. But as a track, I really enjoy it. I love the race in the dark, and yeah, just the technical middle sector I really enjoy, and generally you know, provides good racing, lots of tight racing, lots of DRS zones, so should be good for the viewers.
Yeah, should be a good one. Yeah, congratulations on P1, mate. Again, really strong performance, and it's gonna be interesting to see who can stop you this season, because you're looking a really strong and good candidate for the title so far. So enjoy this one, mate, and see you back next week on track.
Thanks a lot, Thomas.
So this rounds off the interviews, this rounds up the Tier 2 stream. Make sure you please tune in tomorrow as well, to make sure you can see me struggling around Russia. Make sure you tune in for the America tier as well if you're still awake and can't sleep. For everyone who is a driver in Contest Speed, make sure you join the Discord server. That will make Roland very happy. And yeah, I hope to see you guys back next week. Pure Blades, thanks for commentating.
Pleasure as always, mate. Pleasure as always.
Thank you very much, and we will see you guys back next week. Bye bye.